In the fourth week of the season, Derby High School defeated North Haven 10-2 at Ryan Field. The win was costly, though, as the Red Raiders lost quarterback Ben Bartone and running back Dave Enroman to injuries. Enroman has since returned to the lineup, while Bartone remains on the injury list. It will be either Enroman or senior Don Buono calling the signals for Derby today. Through the adversity, senior fullback John Potke has been the workhorse for the Big Red. Make no mistake about it, defense wins games for Ansonia, and that defense is anchored by linebackers Robbie Clark, Jeff Press, and Jamar Kelly. The 6-0 Chargers also possess an explosive offense led by quarterback Rich Lester and junior tailback Jason Tinney. From Jarvis Field in Ansonia, it's Derby against Ansonia in the 74th renewal of their rivalry on Telemedia Sports Valley High School Football Game of the Week. Hello again, everyone. Ed Clements, Buddy Chernovitz from here at Jarvis Field in Ansonia for this Derby-Ansonia football game. Buddy, the decision has been made. Coach DeCenzo has announced that it'll be Dave Enroman drawing to start at quarterback. A big question mark always in whether you want to have Dave start in place of the injured Bartone, Ben Bartone at quarterback, or do you want to have him at his regular spot at slot back? What goes into the decision as a coach?
Well, obviously you want to have a kid at quarterback that you can depend on, and that's why they put in Roman there. He played JVs last year. He's got some experience. The two games since Bartone has been injured, they've not really done well on offense, so they need something to strengthen that offense. But you do lose in Roman at the halfback position. It creates an opening there. You're weakening yourself in two areas, hoping to get some strength at quarterback. It's going to be interesting to see how young Dave Enroman does at the quarterback position, because that's certainly going to be a key in this football game.
Now, Charlie has told me that we might see on certain series Don Buono at quarterback, and that would mean, of course, that Enroman would go back to his customary backfield slot. Let's talk a little bit about Ansonia. We've seen them twice already on telemedia. We know their personnel quite well. What does Ansonia have to do?
Ansonia has to overcome the overconfident factor. They certainly go in as a big favorite in this football game. They've got to be able to play their game, avoid key mistakes. They cannot give Derby the football in good field position and allow that offense to go short distances to the goal line. So what they really have to do is just play their basic defensive and offensive game, stay out of trouble, and just keep from being overconfident in this game, and I think they're going to have good success.
And we'll be right back with Derby Ansonia football right after these messages. Welcome back, everyone, and we're moments away from the opening kickoff in the 74th renewal of Ansonia Derby football. Telemedia Sports, our Valley High School football game of the week. Derby has won the opening coin toss. They've elected to receive. Back deep is Rich Lord for the Raiders, along with the Shepherd and Mike Potke. In your picture, that is Jamar Kelly. And it'll be Robbie Clark that will kick off, but as you get a look at the field, we might want to notice the insignias out there, the Ansonia emblem out there, and in blue and the Derby in red. It is Jamar Kelly kicking off for Ansonia. A last-minute change for the Chargers. Getting the football is Mike Potke. Potke is taken down at the 28-yard line by Jamie Leahy for Ansonia. Let's take a look now at the Red Raider offense. Of course, in the backfield to start the game at quarterback in place of the injured Ben Bartone is super running back and junior Dave Enroman. Taking his spot at the slot back position will be Jeff Robinson. First down for the Raiders underway here at Jarvis Field. A beautiful day for high school football. They give to the co-captain and fullback, John Potke. He's taken down by Robbie Clark on the first down carry. Let's take a look now at that Ansonia defense.
Eddie, a very fired up defense for the Chargers as they just stopped that off-tackle play. Robbie Clark and company coming up and stopping the fullback as he tried to get through the off-tackle hole. It's going to be a key to the game as to the ability of Derby to move that football, especially on the ground in their first and second down situations.
Out to the right side is Shepard on 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. Potke, the workhorse in that backfield, straight ahead across the 30 to about the 31 before he's taken down by Clark.
Only picked up about 2 yards on it as Potke will come from the fullback position. See the guard pulling and trying to trap out. Potke comes behind the block of number 77, George Hay. Clark and company do a good job of just closing it off, and it brings up a big 3rd down situation for the Derby Red Raiders in their first possession.
Rich Lord out to the right side. He and Shepard alternated at that wideout position. On the option, that is Roman running the football and hemmed in and brought down at the 33-yard line. Jim Fry, defensive end, first to get to him for Ansonia.
One of the reasons they went to Roman at quarterback is this play. They're trying to get outside with the option, and Roman does a good job getting out there, but he stretches the defense. By the time he is going to pitch, he's really almost to the sidelines, has no place to go. Picked up about 2, but a good job on that first option by the Charger defense in containing it, forcing a punting situation.
It'll be the sophomore Mike Potke kicking for Derby, punting the football away. That normally is Ben Bartone's role. Ben Bartone sorely missed by the Raiders offensively, defensively, special teams. Potke gets it off. It's a high kick, high punt, and it's rolling dead inside the Ansonia 40-yard line. Now rolls the other way before it's down by Derby at the Ansonia 42. So the Chargers will take over 1st and 10 from the 42. Let's look now at that Ansonia offense. Football spotted at the 42-yard line. We are just underway here at the sparkling Jarvis Field. This field in impeccable shape. Mike Shriver, along with Steve Zura, getting a lot of credit for getting this field in shape. Jason Tinney doing a little ad-libbing, getting a block from Lester, and he's making a lot of moves. The end result is Tinney picks up 3 yards on the play before he's taken down by tackle Ken Lyman.
Good job by the official going over and talking to number 88 on Derby, because there was a late hit on Ferrigno. The official did not call it. Early in this game, a lot of emotion. Not calling it, I think, was good, but the official went right over and got into 88's face.
Let's take a look now at that Raider defense.
That was a long way to go, Eddie, for a 2-yard gain. He went about 100 yards east and west, got 2 north and south. Brings up a 2nd and 8 for them.
Tinney is definitely not your north-south runner. There he tries to go north-south, and he's rather successful as he crosses into Derby territory down at the 49 before he's stopped in the secondary by Potke, Mike Potke.
He will dart to the outside and then cut back over the tackle hole for about 9 yards. You'll see him now as he starts the outside, slam on the brakes, then come back inside for a real good gain as he did get up the field close to that 1st down. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Right over midfield at about the 49 of the Derby Red Raiders.
Benjamin is out to the left on 3rd and short as Ansonia goes wishbone, and they give it to Tinney. It's going to depend on the spot because Tinney was brought down after a pickup of maybe a yard on the play. It's going to depend on the spot, and you might be right, buddy. I believe he is a little bit short of that 1st down yardage.
And that's a big defensive play for the Red Raiders as they stop the Chargers as they come inside that 49 to the 48. Right there, they stack it up as he tries to go off tackle. A good job by Potke and company, bringing up a punt situation for the Chargers. Their first possession looks like will be 3 and out, the same as the Red Raiders.
Well, now they're bringing out the chains.
Ansonia wants to get a look at it. They want the chain brought out.
They're going to be shy of that yardage by about a foot. Make that 2 feet.
Right on it as they did a good job in stacking it up. Big call here for the Chargers. They are not going to risk field position. They are going to give the ball back to the Derby Red Raiders. Good decision. The Derby football team has had problems on offense moving the ball. Field position right here, cut down the distance you have to go if they have to punt to get into that end zone.
Lord Shepard back deep inside their 15-yard line for the Raiders. Kicking the football away will be quarterback Rich Lester. 7:51 remaining. Both teams have had their 3 plays. Derby punted the football away. Ansonia is in the process of punting it away, and Lester gets off a fine end-over-end punt. Coming down to Shepard, and Shepard's knee touched down at the 16-yard line. There was a loose ball, but the play is dead where his knee touched the turf.
Knee went to the ground on the 16-yard line. As you'll see the catch right there, there's the knee on the ground. Great call by the official, and that spots the ball right at the 16. As he gets hit, he will roll the ball out. But the ball was down on the 16. Derby will take over their second possession of this football game. As you see, head coach Jack Hunt there looking from the sidelines.
Football at the 16-yard line. Raiders have a second possession. There's the give to Jeff Robinson. Jeff Press on the tackle for Ansonia. Press, the first down carry for Derby.
Press will come off tackle on that play and just try and pick up some yardage. The fullback, Potke, will lead. It's their power play to the off tackle. Stopped for about a 2-yard gain. It brings up 2nd and 8 for the Red Raiders. They have not yet put the football in the air, and the field position may dictate just running the ball at this point.
2nd and long for the Raiders. They give to the fullback. Potke spins away, spins out of a couple of tackles. He gets close to the first down as he crosses the 25-yard line. LeSue on the tackle for Ansonia from the secondary.
Potke will come on a trap. You'll see the guard number 50 trapping. That's Gaetano, and it frees Potke into the center, and he will come very close to that first down for the Red Raiders. It's 3rd and 1, and again, a big play for the Derby offense as they would like to get some yardage here, get some field position before they're forced to punt. Big 3rd down as the Chargers bring their defense up close.
3rd and less than a yard from just outside the 25, and straight ahead the quarterback, that is David Roman, for the Derby Red Raider first down.
And Roman picked it up with about 2 yards to spare as he just took the soft middle straight ahead on the quarterback sneak. The offensive line coming off the football, and they have Derby their initial first down and the initial first down of this game.
So both teams rather tentative, and you might expect it in a big football game between these traditional rivals. First down, and that is the initial first down of the football game. In motion, that is Jeff Robinson, and he gets the ball, and he gets stopped in the backfield. Clark meets him there.
Robbie Clark, if he wasn't on a stunt, read that play extremely well. He was in the backfield. We'll see Clark coming right through the guard tackle hole right here and into the backfield. He just drills the ball carrier before he got to the line of scrimmage. Excellent read by the linebacker, Robbie Clark, the senior 5'7", 195-pounder, and he is a key to that Ansonia defense. He will be in on most of the tackles all afternoon.
2nd and 11 for the Raiders at the 26-yard line. Again, and Roman on the option, handling the football himself and picking up a couple on the play out to the 29-yard line.
And Roman has not got good relationship as he comes down the line. He gets too far in the backfield. He runs the belly, and then he goes way back. He's about 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage by the time he tries to dart back. And he's picking up the 5 yards, only got him back to the initial line of scrimmage. Brings up a big third. Possible throw situation here, but they're still only at the 28. They don't want to give the ball up on a turnover here, so we'll see what they choose to do.
3rd and 10 from the 28. Straight ahead, that's the fullback, Potke, for no yardage. Stopped there by Fry.
You see Potke again from the fullback position, just coming to the off tackle hole. The guard pulls, tries to get him to the outside. That's Hay, but Ansonia filled very well, read the guard pull, and stepped in behind it, closed it off. It's a punting situation.
Soldier also in on the tackle for Ansonia. 4th down coming up. Tinney and Clark back deep for Ansonia. The punter is the sophomore Mike Potke, his second punt of the afternoon. It's a short one. And it's going to take a Derby roll, and it's going to be blown dead at the Derby 48-yard line. Breaking the action. Let's take this time out. But he caught up with Coach DeCenzo before the game, and he noted, of course, that the Raiders were without Bartone, and he asked the veteran Derby coach what the Raiders were going to do offensively and defensively against Ansonia without their captain.
Well, we're a little more fortunate to say that David and Roman is 100%, and we're going to play him some at quarterback, too. Dominic will also play some at quarterback. You're right, though, buddy. We haven't been the same offensively. It's been tough for us. It's been a tough 3-4 weeks since Ben's got hurt. We just cannot generate the same offense we did with Ben in the game. We're going to try to hang on to the football, keep the ball away from Ansonia as much as we could, hope for a couple mistakes on their part, and take advantage of them.
Welcome back, everyone. Head football coach Charlie DeCenzo. First down. Lester wants to put it up. The game's first pass. Gets it out to Clark. Clark out of a tackle, still on his feet. Breaks it at the 30, the 25, the 20, and Robbie Clark has scored the first points of the game for Ansonia. A short square out to the left side. Clark got out of a couple of tackles and broke free at the 30.
Robbie Clark just ran a corner route. He just stepped to the sidelines, and then he will avoid some tackles to get down the sideline for 48 yards. And the initial touchdown here is just a quick turnout route. Lester steps back, throws to the outside, and Robbie Clark will do the rest. We'll watch. He avoids the tackle, and now he will just sidestep, pull away, and he's going to the races.
Keith Karlak, the sophomore, kick for the extra point is wide to the right side. No good. With 3:43 remaining in this first quarter, it is Ansonia 6 and Derby nothing. Buddy Chernovitz also caught up with head football coach Jack Hunt of Ansonia, and he asked Coach Hunt, and noting that Ansonia came in as a favorite in this game, he asked Coach Hunt if he would rather come into this big game as an underdog.
I don't know. I'd like to come in as the underdog, but when you get a game like this, I don't think there is any underdog. I mean, you just throw out the records, and I mean, it's just a war now.
We're back, everyone, and there is big Jack Hunt. It's quite easy to pick him up. He towers above everyone else on that sideline, 6'6", 6'7". Take your pick.
Eddie, that play is going to determine an awful lot in this football game. The Red Raiders did not do a good job. They did not tackle. They had a chance to pull Clark down for a 10-yard gain. They let him get away. If the Chargers can take this momentum and go to the Derby Red Raider, it may be a long afternoon. The Derby Red Raiders are going to have to now pull up their chin straps and decide that they're in a football game. They're going to have to play, or they're in danger here having a long day.
Kelly has just kicked the football out of bounds. That could be a re-kick. It will be from 5 yards back at the 35. That goes as an illegal procedure for Ansonia. If Derby elects to do that, they can take the football out of bounds, but I've got to think they're going to let Ansonia kick it over again.
There you see some of the Ansonia fans, and that is part of the student body who are here supporting their football team. They come into this game ranked number 4 in the state, would like to move up in the polls. But certainly they want to beat the Red Raiders.
Kelly's line drive, end over end kick, coming down at the 15. Was handled there by Potke, but we've got a flag back where Ansonia kicked the football. That's going to be an infraction against Ansonia.
They're going to move back 5 more as it will kill the kickoff. You see head referee Bob Sullivan there signaling that Ansonia was offsides on that, and they're going to be backed up 5 more yards, and it will give the Red Raiders an opportunity to pick up another 5 on the kickoff. Should enjoy a relatively good field position for their 3rd possession of this game. They have not done a great deal on offense, and they need to open that offense up a little bit. Ansonia is condensing their line of scrimmage. Their linebackers are reading and filling very quickly. They're not respecting the pass right now, and the Derby Red Raiders are going to have to open it up and throw the ball a little to get the linebackers and that inside pursuit off of their ball carriers.
Well, Kelly tries it again. At the 20, that's Lord. And Lord spins his way outside the 40 to the 42. The Raiders have their best field position thus far in this football game.
We've got one of the Chargers who is down on the ground, slow to get up. Good job on coverage, though, by Ansonia, as there was room for Lord to move. As you'll see him come straight up the field, does a good job in fielding the football, and then takes it straight ahead into the wedge. Picks up the 40 right there. He goes down before he is hit, and the ball carrier number 50, or the Ansonia player number 55, was injured on the play and is being attended to right now by the Ansonia staff.
Buddy, that would be Mark Polkinen on the special teams for Ansonia. Mark is a senior, 6 foot, 190 pounds.
Looks like he got his wind knocked out of him as he comes to the sidelines. Key series for the Derby Red Raiders now is they've got to do something on offense. They cannot allow Ansonia to get the ball right back, and they've got to get some first downs.
It's one thing Coach Asenzo noted during the week, that people are pretty much keying on that on the Derby run. I believe that is Buono, who has just checked in at quarterback for the Raiders, looked to be number 42 on the first down play. It is, and Soldra on the tackle for Ansonia. There you get a good look at young man shaken up and now in fine shape on the sidelines, Pulkinen. So the Raiders try Don Buono at quarterback, the senior who's done a great job filling in for the Raiders the last couple of weeks in place of the injured Ben Bartone. And the handoff to Potke, and he is slammed down by press after a pickup of 2 on the play.
Just an off-tackle play. Again, you see Hay pulling to the outside, trying to get the end, to pin the end to allow Potke to get up inside. Again, though, the Ansonia linebackers, both Press and Clark, are doing a great job in reading that and scraping to the off-tackle hole, preventing a big gain. They're third and about 6.5 to 7 yards.
Football at the Derby 43-yard line. Single back look, that is Potke, and Buono wants to put it up on third down, gets it out, completes it, but a no gain on the play. Went to his tight end, Ferrigno. Press read the play and stopped Ferrigno in his tracks.
Press is right there as the end just comes off the line, and he will just run an arrow to the sideline. Watch Press come right up and be in his back pocket as he catches the football. Again, no gain brings up that fourth down, and Derby has not been able to really put any first downs together. They are in difficulty here with this offense.
Fourth down, a high snap from center. It's almost blocked. They almost got to Potke on the other end. It is fielded by Tinney, and he is taken down at the 36, and Ansonia will get the football again. Rich Lord on the tackle of Tinney.
Tinney was very close to turning that one over. Made the catch, did not choose to call for a fair catch, and was drilled as he caught the football by Lord.
I was looking at the other end, buddy, because Ansonia almost got to Potke, almost blocked the punt. They blocked 2 last weekend against Torrington. Lester wants to put it up. No, it's a draw. That is Tinney at the 40, straight down the middle. Tinney running north to south and rambling to the 38 before he's taken down by Lord and Potke. Jason Tinney, he can move it.
He has outstanding quickness along with a great speed as he just darted through that hole. Was not a big hole, but once he gets past the line of scrimmage, watch him turn the jet on here. A little bit of a sidestep, and away he goes, and he is running north to south right there, straight ahead. Big gain for the Chargers.
First down, they split Clark out to the left side. Lester wants to go over the middle. He overthrows his tight end. Pettit was all alone at the 20.
There was a blown coverage on that one as Derby just allowed the tight end to come right down the hash into the seam. He was wide open, as Eddie said. It was just overthrown. I know Rich Lester would like to get that one back, and I guarantee that you'll see that play again at some point in this football game.
Football is marked at the 39-yard line of Derby. It is a 2nd and 10 for Ansonia. We are deep into this first quarter, about a minute left. Ansonia in a passing formation. The senior quarterback looks out to the left side, throws it downfield, has a receiver out there. That is Clark, and he waltzes into the end zone for the second Ansonia score. Robbie Clark.
Eddie, we just saw them blow a coverage on that play there. They missed the tight end, Pettit. Here they miss another coverage as Clark just comes from the inside and just runs right through the safety, and the safety is nowhere to be found. Clark caught it on the 4 and just stepped backwards into the end zone. A big, big play coming off a real bullet that the Derby Red Raiders dodged on the miss to Pettit. They come right back and hit Robbie Clark for 46 yards.
Ansonia going for the 2 on the extra point. Lester fires it incomplete. It is dropped there. It was Pettit in the end zone. Incomplete. Teams come upfield. 54 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock. Ansonia leads it 12-0. Good extension by Pettit.
Could not bring it in. Great call by the officials again, right on it as the ball bounced, and the receiver Pettit was able to grab it. There you see Fred Pettit on the sidelines talking to Lester, and they got to be just saying, hey, just get it to me the next time because I was open. And they will see that play again, the Red Raiders, before this game is over.
You know, buddy, we talked about Bartone's importance to Derby on offense.
He's out in that safety position.
Not mentioning that Bartone was one player they could ill afford to lose defensively because he anchors that secondary for the Raiders. Not meant as any excuse, that's a fact. 41, that is Michael Potgay. He's going to be knifed under after a pickup to the 22-yard line. Jeff Press on the initial hit for Ansonia.
Eddie, the Red Raiders are in danger of being blown out here and being blown out big if they don't get their act together, both offensively and defensively. I have never seen a Derby Red Raider football team get beat on back-to-back plays as they just did, especially in the secondary. They've got to get their coverages straight, and on offense, they've got to be able to put some first downs together right now, because the Ansonia Chargers, they smell blood, and these guys in this game are not going to show anyone any mercy.
Football is spotted at the 23-yard line. 30 ticks left here in the first quarter at Jarvis Field in Ansonia. Telemedia Sports, it's our Valley High School football game of the week. Derby, Ansonia. First down. Bowano is the quarterback. A loose ball on the handoff to Enroman. Enroman juggled the ball, gathered it back in, but lost a couple on the play. Press was there to meet him at the 20.
Handoff is not made. You see the exchange, it's bobbled, and Roman is not able to find the hole. Even if he could, there were 5 Ansonia people waiting for him. Press and company leading that attack again. Note the linebackers, both Press and Clark, are in on every tackle. They are scraping and being involved in every tackle. The offensive line is not controlling that offensive front and linebackers for the Chargers.
2nd and 12, the football at the Raider 20-yard line. Time running down here. Another loss for the Raiders. Bowano on the carry. Number 76, Chris Cavanola in at nose guard for the Chargers, leading the charge.
Derby will try the bootleg. You'll see the fake, and then the outside fake the hold, and as he comes, Cavanola just comes off the block of the center and right in on the quarterback for the sack as this period comes to an end.
We have played one quarter here now at sunny Jarvis Field. Our score is Ansonia 12 and Derby nothing. We're back, everyone. Second quarter action coming up. The Raiders a 3rd and long from their 15. Give to Potke, but John gets it out just to the 17-yard line. Stopped again by Cavanola, has been inserted on this last defensive series for Ansonia. So the Raiders will have a 4th and long.
The trap again by Hay, trying to get Potke in behind the trap block. Ansonia just closing it right down. They are just playing the run almost exclusively. The Derby football team has not been able to throw the ball. Ansonia is not going to bypass until the Derby Red Raiders begin to complete a few, as it's a big 4th down here.
Potke gets it out, a fine punt. And taking a Derby roll, it's going to go all the way inside the Ansonia 40-yard line. A fine punt by the sophomore Potke.
Eddie, that's been the best offensive play that the Derby Red Raiders have had so far in 4 possessions. In the first quarter, they did not have positive yardage. They had 1 first down, have been forced to punt the ball, and have really, when they've given it over to the Chargers, been unable to stop them. So it can turn out to be an awful long afternoon here if these Red Raiders cannot stop right now this Charger offense and to get decent field position for their offense.
Ball is spotted at the 36-yard line. First down for Ansonia. That is Tinney going in motion. Lester wants to air it out. There's a flag dropped on the play. Clark on the reception and up to midfield. I believe that's going to come back.
Tinney turned up the field prior to the snap of the football as he came in motion. You'll see the referee, and that's good. I read that wrong, as it's going to be Ansonia who is going to, or he signaled the wrong way, but it's going to be against Ansonia. Derby will have the option. Tinney turned up, Lester comes out, and you've got a lot of speed on this side as Tinney comes down the sideline. Clark just hooks up and then tries to break it right here. Does a good job of getting to the midfield stripe, but it will be brought back. It was a first down. It will cost the Chargers 5. When Clark and Tinney are on the same side of the field, it presents a big problem for that cornerback, who's got to be able to take the deep man and also hope that underneath coverage can help out on either Clark or that other second receiver.
Football mark now at the 31-yard line. 1st and 15 for Ansonia. We're just into the second quarter. The Chargers lead at 12-0. Clark out to the right side. Lester's going to the air. Over the middle, wide open. That's the tight end, and that is Pettit inside the 40, dragged down by Potke. And, buddy, that's a similar play that Lester overthrew Pettit in the first quarter.
Same play. They've got the safety in a bind as they're running 2 people down the center. This time Pettit is wide open again as he just comes from his tight end position straight down the field. The safety does not get over in time. Luckily, he gets a piece of him to prevent the big one, but they're down inside the 40-yard line. As he said, we'd see that again. That one's going to come back again and again until the Derby Red Raiders can get coverage. They're in it too deep, and they're not getting over to cover that guy as he comes down the hash.
A draw. Jason Tinney trying to get outside, gets out of a couple of tackles and gets down to the 33. So Ansonia comes draw on 1st down. Derby expecting pass, Lord on the tackle in the secondary.
As the defensive coordinator now at Derby, you've got to be concerned that Lester's throwing well. When Lester's not throwing, you've got this kid, Tinney, just comes off tackle on a little bit of a draw play, and you've still got pretty good inside game with the fullback when Robbie Clark is in there. You've got a lot to defense here, and your defense right now is back on their heels. They are not playing very well on the Derby side of the ball.
I formation, they give it to the upback. That is Kelly, Jamar Kelly, rambling close to the yardage needed for the 1st down, taken down by the Raider, Mike Massey. Buddy, they have Robbie Clark on the wing today. They have him split out most of the time and when they go to the I-back set.
There's Kelly just coming inside from the fullback position. You've got an awful lot of offense. The defense, if you're thinking or if you're on the Derby side, and right now Derby is not doing a good job in the guessing game with the Chargers as they bring that stick out to measure for the 1st down. It's going to be very close. You see Robbie Clark standing there, and looks like Kelly is going to get the 1st down for the Chargers.
Jamar Kelly has been a big factor in the Ansonia offense for 1991. They counted on him defensively at linebacker, but I've got to think that coaching staff is pleased with what they've gotten out of the senior captain.
Well, they're able to put Clark outside, and he has that great speed, ability to catch the football and then run with it. Kelly is adequate at fullback. Obviously, Tinney is a great tailback. So you create some big problems, especially now they go trips to that far side. There's an awful lot of speed on that outside.
And they give it to the lone back, and they give it to Kelly. And Kelly gets inside the 25 before he's stacked up by Brito.
2nd down, 5 yards to go for Ansonia.
You'll just see Kelly come off tackle to the far side, top of your picture, just picking a spot and then ducking back up inside for about 5 yards. It brings up a 2nd and short. Again, the Chargers will go to the top of your picture with a trips formation with Kelly the lone back.
Tight end is Pettit to the right side, and they send Jamar Kelly in motion, and Lester is going to run the football. 20, 10, down the near sidelines. Touchdown, Ansonia. Rich Lester. Buddy, I don't know if that was a design play because there's no way that the coaching staff wants Lester running the football. His arm is too valuable. There we see on the replay, Rich Lester.
Just comes to the outside, put the ball away as he rolled to the outside. Kelly went in motion that side, forced the linebacker to go, and then Lester just found the soft outside. He just took it all the way down the field for the touchdown. The Ansonia Chargers, as you see Fred Pettit there, giving a hug to his quarterback. The Chargers right now are in command of this football game. The Derby Red Raiders now, they've just got to put it together or they are not going to be around here at the end of the half. There will be no opportunity for the Red Raiders unless they do something positive right now on this next possession. The Chargers they smell blood and they have nailed the coffin very early in this football game. They are on top of everything that the Derby Red Raiders are trying to do.
Well, it's obvious, buddy, that the coaching staff, knowing that Bartone would not play in this football game, and knowing that that weakness, potential weakness in the secondary, they're picking on the sophomore. They've gone for the jugular, and that, of course, what does it do? It opens up the running game even more.
Yeah, it really has. As Derby has tried to take the pass away, they've opened up the inside to the run. The more that they're concerned about the pass, the bigger areas they open up to the run. But really, the passing has killed them. They have not been able to stop the Ansonia receivers as they come into the center and down the seams into the secondary. They have been big plays by the passing route. Leicester leading them, doing an outstanding job and just getting into the end zone himself with a touchdown.
Flag is dropped. Leicester is dumped on the extra point attempt. Let's await the call. It's about the only thing Ansonia hasn't done well here this afternoon, the conversion attempts.
By the way they're signaling, it's going to give Ansonia another try, and they'll be a yard and a half closer to the goal line for that 2-point conversion. They tried the option that time. Leicester was picked from the inside, could not get to the outside, but someone on that Derby Red Raider football team was offside. You see Bob Sullivan there with the signal.
Now their football is moved to the 1.5-yard line, half the distance to the goal line on the infraction. See what Leicester does on the extra point attempt. Gets it into the end zone for the 2 points. David Pacheco on a slanting for 2.
There's going to be some celebrating tonight on the Ansonia side. Pacheco just comes straight inside on the pick play. Outside receiver number 24 for the Chargers just ran off the corner, and then underneath it came Pacheco for the easy play, and that was Tinney who ran him off. Pacheco comes under. Leicester hits him for the 2-point conversion. It's 20-0 here with 9:24 left to go in this first half.
Okay, Shepard and Ward back for the Red Raiders.
Robbie Clark has the tee in his hands. He'll be kicking off for Ansonia. Ansonia leads it in the second quarter here at Jarvis Field in Ansonia, 20-0, the 74th renewal of this great series dating back to the turn of the century. Once again, a big commendation to Mike Shriver and Steve Zura of the Ansonia Public Works Department for getting this field in the impeccable shape it's in. That's a free ball, and it's finally picked up by Potke, Mike Potke, just outside his 20-yard line. That could have been disaster for the Raiders right there, as Gessner almost got to the football and covered it.
Eddie, there are a lot of young football players on the field for the Red Raiders, and this is not the kind of game that you want your young players to have to mature in. They are making some mistakes, and mistakes because of maturity, and obviously this game is not the type of game where you want your young players to have to perform at their top. And Derby is not taking advantage of, as they make a mistake here with this motion, Derby is not taking advantage of what the Ansonia Chargers have offered. They are starting their 5th possession with 1 first down to show for it. They're down 20-0. Their offense has done absolutely nothing, and their defense has been even worse.
They call encroachment against Ansonia, and the football is now brought out to the 27-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 5 for the Raiders. We get another look at it.
There's no question Ansonia crossed the line of scrimmage, but that's after the Derby fullback and halfback went forward, both together, which makes it very difficult for the Chargers to be offsides, but the Derby Red Raiders will take the 5 and come out 1st and 5.
Buono is calling signals at the 27. 1st and 5 for the Raiders. Gives to Potke. Potke spins out of a tackle, and John gets across the 40 up to the 42-yard line before he's taken down by Pettit and LeSue in the secondary.
Eddie, they have stayed to their game plan, the Red Raiders. They are trying to get Potke through the middle. That time he picks up about 9. You'll see the trap block. Potke comes behind it. He will break the tackle at the line of scrimmage, pull forward to about the 42-yard line, but they have been running that play all day, and this time they had pretty good success with it. The Red Raiders now a 1st down, their 2nd of the ball game.
1st down at the Derby 42-yard line, midpoint, 2nd quarter. Dominic Buono back to throw, gets it out. Incompleted pass intended for Don Shepard, and all over him was Clark, and Kelly also in the area.
Clark will strip the football as the end comes out. Buono tries to dump it to him, does a good job getting in the football. We'll watch Robbie Clark right there just strip the football, or that's Kelly, number 26. Strip the football from the intended receiver, brings up a 2nd and 10.
Let me make the correction. Marco Brito coming out of the backfield was the intended receiver. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders at their 42. Raiders need to throw the football to keep Ansonia honest. Potke just up the middle, but Ansonia is playing the run. First to get to him at the bottom of the pile, Berlinger and Bob Powers.
Straight ahead, number 50 coming on the trap. Gaetano trying to free Patke in the middle. Patke grabbed right at the line of scrimmage, pulled down for about a half-a-yard gain by that interior front Powers, Berlinger, and company, along with those linebackers who have closed that down almost exclusively for the first half of this game. Derby forced to take a timeout here to talk it over as they're 3rd and 10.
Break in the action. Let's take this timeout. We're back, everyone. Well, those are the sentiments on the Ansonia side of the field, and thus far they have certainly had the upper hand here at Jarvis Field. Ansonia leads at 20-0 midpoint, second quarter. Our Telemedia Sports Valley High School football game of the week. Derby goes double tight end. They bring in the sophomore Eddie McManus to go with Ferrigno. Play action. Dominic wants to put it up. Has a receiver out there. It's dropped. Ferrigno had the football. Looked to me that he wanted to turn up field and run before he gathered in the football.
Watch Ferrigno now as he goes to catch the football, turn to look at who is going to tackle him. He does not keep his eyes on it. Right there, he takes his eyes right off it, looks to press, never came up with it. 4th down for the Red Raiders. They have not put 2 first downs together in this half. That's one of the reasons that they are in some offensive trouble.
Patke standing inside his 30 gets the long snap and gets a fine punt. He sails it. Tinney handles it. Gets away from a couple of tackles and then is buried under an avalanche there of tacklers at the 27-yard line. Jason Tinney exciting with that football, leading the charge for the Raiders was Tom DeRosa.
Watch Tinney now as he just dances around and tries to find an area to break. Right there, he looks like he's got it, and then, boy, he gets arm tackled right there as he was trying to bust the seam. He is a dangerous young man with that football and a tough guy to bring down, and he gives you an awful lot to try and tackle and then takes it away from you.
First down for Ansonia at their 26-yard line. And Lester on a draw. Tinney slips outside. Now makes another move, but he cannot get away from Massey. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a fine one-on-one effort by Mike Massey.
It really was, because Patke missed him in the backfield. It was a one-on-one tackle. You miss him here. Watch Patke miss him right there. And then coming to the outside, Mike Massey, the junior, will step, lock up, and get a leg, drag him to the ground. Massey was the last guy there before Mr. Tinney had another long jaunt down the field. You look right down that line of scrimmage over that football, Jason Sharkey.
Play goes for no yardage. Second down. Lester wants to put it up. It is incomplete. He threw it out to the left side to Pacheco. In the area, and the coverage for the Raiders was Shepard. So it'll be a 3rd and 10 for Ansonia at their 26.
I don't think everyone on Ansonia was on the same page this time, because Pacheco did not know that the ball was coming. He really never turned back for it. Tried to hit him just straight down the field on a fly-in. Coach Hunt talking to him on the sideline, so I'm pretty sure that that was not the play that was intended. Somebody missed an assignment on that one as it's 3rd and 10.
Benjamin out to the left, Clark out to the right. Ansonia 3rd and 10. It looks to be a screen. They screen it to Tinney. Tinney, blockers in front of him, making the moves, getting outside and squirming for the first down on the far side of the field goes Jason Tinney. Dave and Roman on the tackle in the secondary.
Your 3rd and 10, they throw a screen pass to Tinney, and Tinney just does it all. Watch the way he scampers. He gets outside now, and he will just find an area and then dart up inside, make the proper cut at the right time. Good job blocking or running behind that block, and then keeps those feet, uses his hand to get additional yardage in the first down right at about the 41.
First down for Ansonia. Eye back set. They give to the fullback. Jamar Kelly spins his way outside the 45 to the 47, taken down by Massey and Ferrigno.
5 on the play, second down, 5 yards to go.
Kelly comes behind the trap block. That's number 62, Jimmy Fry, who springs him. Sharkey and O'Mara just blocking down and getting their fullback into that secondary. Jamar Kelly for good yardage on the first down carry. He picked up about 6. But again, the Ansonia offense is giving you inside-outside pass run tough for Derby to get a key on them, and they're doing a great job in the offensive line of knocking down red helmets.
A reverse to Clark with a wall in front of him. Now Clark cuts it back, gives the football up. It's a loose ball, a scramble at the 46. Let's see who comes up with the football.
I'll tell you, if the Derby Red Raiders don't come up with it, it's going to be a key to the day. It's just not going well for them. Here's the ball that's kicked out. Advanced 10 yards, and who comes up with it? The Chargers. As they go with the reverse, Kelly comes back on the outside. Had a piece of him there. Now as he comes back up inside, he's going to get drilled right here, and there goes the football. Going to pick up 10 yards, but right into the hands of the Chargers. They will pick up an extra 5 on that one.
Tony Benjamin fell on the loose. Football for Ansonia. Lester on first down, incomplete out of the outstretched hands of Pacheco at the 40-yard line.
Second down, 10 yards to go.
Pacheco comes to the outside. Lester with a pretty good throw. It's just outside of the reach of Pacheco. Could not get 2 hands on it, unable to come up with it. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line of the Derby Red Raiders. 4 minutes left to go here in this first half of football, entirely controlled by the Ansonia Chargers.
Benjamin out wide to the right side at the bottom of your screen. That is Robbie Clark, and that's a draw. Looks like a draw. Tinney getting outside, has Massey in front of him, hammed in and brought down at midfield. So the Raiders defense the play, string it out, and don't let Tinney get at the corner.
Tinney is supposed to run back up the middle. Watch what happens when he gets the ball. Forget the middle, he says. I'm going outside. Comes to the outside, doesn't find a place to go, still gets back to the line of scrimmage. Tremendous speed, quickness, and agility, but I know the Charger coaching staff does not want him to freelance as much as he does. He did not run up the middle that time where he was supposed to. There was nothing outside.
3rd and 10, a passing set. Lester, good protection, incomplete. That was way over the head of the intended receiver, Jason Tinney. Dave and Roman on the coverage for the Raiders. It'll be a 4th down coming up for the Chargers at midfield. Or check that. Miscalled the yard line at the 45-yard line. Make that the 46-yard line of Derby.
Coach Hunt taking an opportunity to yell at that offensive team. He does not want to let them have any letdown here, as his Chargers now are forced to punt for the 1st or 2nd time today, but they've got a 20-point lead in this football game.
Lester sails it inside the 10-yard line, and that's going to be dead, roll dead at the 7-yard line.
I know without Bartoni.
Keith Carlock for Ansonia was able to get down and knock the ball back. The rest of the Charger punting team are covering, but you watch number 45 get down. He will prevent it from going in the end zone as he gets down and kicks the ball backward right there. Nice job, and covered right at about the 5.5 to 6 yard line. The Derby Red Raiders will take over. 3:22, as you can see there, 20-0. And the Red Raiders backed up in their end zone.
Boano is the quarterback calling signals. In motion, that is in Roman. He gets the football, tries to cut it back inside against the grain, and Roman gets it out to the 8. He's met there by Jeff Press from that backer spot. Jeff Press has been in on a lot of plays defensively for the Chargers.
The Red Raiders try and come on the power. The fullback will lead to the outside, try to kick the end out as Roman cuts back up inside. He just runs into blue jerseys. Again, the defense of Ansonia is just taking away that base offense of the Derby Red Raiders. Derby, unable to throw so far, has really made it very difficult for that offensive line to find any area for the backs.
Oh, they rule no gain, and Potke, is he stuck? He is stuck at the line of scrimmage. That's where his forward progress is. Clark put his shoulder into Potke.
Ansonia will take a timeout here also, as you'll watch Clark just step up and fill. He scrapes to the inside there. He just drills Potke. Potke holds on to the football, but he is down with about a half a yard loss.
Ansonia's defense is predicated on their, as you get a look at the venerable Pop Shortle in your picture, Ansonia's defense is predicated on their linebackers. They do things defensively so their backers will get clear shots at the running backs.
Clark and Press certainly have had their day this afternoon. They have been in on almost every tackle. They are filling and scraping very well from middle to the outside. Derby has not been able to make a block at the line of scrimmage really to free either in Roman or Potke. Potke has had 2 runs of more than 7 yards, but the rest of that offense has really been in the cooler for this first half. The passing game certainly not there has really helped the Ansonia defense in just playing run almost exclusively. When they've thrown, they've been able to take the outside, quick throw to the outside away from them. And the Red Raiders now are going to have to get in at halftime, and they're going to have to decide that they're going to open it up a little bit. I think Charlie DeCenzo will try and do something to force at least some respect to the pass from that Ansonia defense.
Coming up at halftime for our halftime activities, we will have a special treat for our viewers. This year, for the first time in memory, the Ansonia and Derby Pom-Pom girls will be performing at the same time. All of this has come about with some activities also in the summer to get a little bit more friendship aside from the game day itself and to create some good feelings between these 2 fine Valley schools. So the Ansonia Derby Pom-Pom girls coming up at halftime together. Potke on the 3rd down carry as Ansonia calls a timeout. They want their mitts on the football again. Fry on the tackle. You get a good look at Big Jack Hunt.
Potke again into the middle, and there is no place to go as he is just dragged down almost at the line of scrimmage. That looked like Soldier, who had a piece of his ankles. You see the ball right at about the 8-yard line. They started at the 6. They picked up maybe a yard to a yard and a half on 3 attempts. Ansonia taking another timeout. They're going to have an awful lot of time for that 2-minute offense when the Derby Red Raiders are forced to punt. Eddie, I can't let that last one go by as you see some of the very, very young and pretty fans here at this football game, but the regionalization of the 2 school systems has been talked about an awful lot. I know it's a political issue, but certainly the idea of these young people coming together for not only the football game, but for all of the other social events of this very fine week are very important, and it's good that they take the game in perspective. It's an educational experience, and really, after this football game, these young men and women have to live together for the rest of their lives, and it's good that this becomes a social event also and that they can have more of this type of involvement between the 2 schools.
Clark at the 45, straight up the gut, breaks it to the outside, gets out of a tackle, and then gets out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Hold the phone, though. A flag has been dropped back at the Ansonia 40.
Ansonia is just beating Derby at every phase of this football game, whether it's the pass, the run, the defense, the special teams. The clip, though, is going to bring this play back as you see Bob Sullivan signal the clip. You'll see Clark take the ball away from Tinney, and then he will just dance around until he finds an opening, uses that speed to start up the middle, then he'll break to the far sidelines. Lord will get a piece of him here to slow him down, knocks him off balance before he is finally knocked down. But this one will be brought back, and when they mark the ball, it's going to be on the Ansonia 44-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Ansonia at their 44, and the scoreboard clock here showing 2 minutes and 5 ticks remaining here in the first half. And what has turned out to be football-wise an ideal day for these high schools to play. Conditions just ideal. A fake inside to Tinney on a fake draw. The pass intended for the tight end Pettit, incomplete. Massey got in the middle of things to help things out for the Raiders.
Massey read that very well, stepped right in front of the intended receiver, almost has the interception. Had a better opportunity to make the play. As you see, Massey just stepped right in front of the intended receiver. Pettit could not come up with it, brings up a 2nd and 10. A lot of time here for the Chargers if they choose to use that 2-minute offense.
2nd down and 10 for Ansonia. Clark out to the right side, and a slot to the right side is Pacheco, and now he goes in motion. Lester on a screen. Clark trying to improvise near sidelines, and Robbie runs it out of bounds to stop the clock at the 40.
Dennis Tinney made a great block on that just throw as Tinney came from the backfield. Watch 24 Tinney pass to the outside, then Tinney will just wall off the corner man right there with a good block on number 81. It allows Clark, who does a good job stepping behind. That was Lord who was blocked. before Clark just steps out of bounds to stop the clock on the Derby 40-yard line. A lot of time, 1:53 left to go. The Chargers meticulously able to move this football up and down the field in this first half.
High formation on first down. Lester looking over the middle, flings it out to Benjamin, incomplete. And Roman on the coverage for the Raiders.
Derby's in a 2 deep. They're coming off the hashes, and Roman comes off the hash. This is a long throw. It allows Ian Roman to get down and off to the sidelines. Benjamin never had a real opportunity to catch it, but good coverage by the Derby people. Ian Roman getting over to cover Benjamin on the fly pattern.
Benjamin along with Tinney now flanked out to the left side. The single slot back is Jamar Kelly. Under a rush, they screen it to Kelly. Kelly over the middle. And Kelly inside the 30 to the 28-yard line, where it's another Ansonia first down for Rigno on the stop for the Raiders.
2 receivers to the both sides of the field, and then they just throw a middle screen to Kelly. Linemen get out in front of him as Derby just flies up inside. Kelly does the rest on his own, down to about the 27-yard line. A big first down for the Chargers. 1:30 left to go in this first half.
Ansonia goes trips to the left side. Lester. Incomplete. A flag is dropped at the line of scrimmage, and it usually is a hold on the offensive team. Benjamin was the intended receiver.
Pacheco was wide open on this near side, and he's going to come back and tell the coaching staff. He came across the field. You see the hold coming there, but this was thrown into coverage. Pacheco is at the bottom of the screen, number 20, wide open. You'll see him before this series is over, as they'll try and get the ball to that young man off that trips formation.
Option now. Give it to Robbie at 20 option. Give it to Robbie at 20 option.
So the mark-off is coming, and the penalty against the Chargers, and the football now at the 37 of the Raiders. It'll be now first and long. We've got 1:21 remaining in the first half.
And 25 to go.
First and 25 for Ansonia. They insert press in as the lone setback, and Ansonia goes to that passing formation, trips out to the left side. Pettit is the tight end to the right. They screen it to Clark. Clark, that's a double pass. Jason Tinney on the other end, and Tinney, does he get in for the score? No, his knee touched down at the 1-yard line. A double pass. They threw it out to Clark, and Clark downfield to Jason Tinney.
Tinney is running even with the secondary, and then he just signals to Clark. He says, throw the ball, I'll outrun him. He outruns him. Right there, he just gets behind him, makes a great catch, and great call. He does go down right at about the 1-foot line. A lot of time for the Chargers here as Dennis Tinney gets behind the 2 secondary people for the Derby Red Raiders. Clark throws him the football. Here it goes. Throw me the ball. We'll get in here for another one.
Pitch out. Tinney sweeping wide, and he dives right at the pylon for the 4th Ansonia touchdown. And the onslaught continues.
Tinney here gives him a double clutch as he goes around the corner. Watch him force the Derby player to stop. Watch Tinney right here. Look, he's going to get his cutback. He gives you that little shoulder. 81 takes a short step just to stop and get up to him. That's Lord, and Tinney puts the Jets on around the corner.
What did they say about speed?
Wow. Speed, you cannot take it away. It is just something you can't coach. And Tinney's got some great ability to go with it.
They swing it out to Tinney. And this time, though, Tinney comes up short 5 yards of the end zone. But Ansonia, with 57 ticks remaining in the first half, lead it 26-0 over Derby.
Chargers got in with 54 seconds in the first quarter for a score. They're in at 57 of this second quarter for another score. 26-0. They've got to work on that extra point play. I mean, come on, 0 for 4 here. That's the only thing that the Chargers have not been perfect at in this first half of football. They have owned the Red Raiders. Offensively, defensively, special teams, in every aspect of this game, the Derby Red Raiders have got a problem in this first half.
It'll be Clark kicking off for Ansonia. Squibs it wisely. Comes down in the direction of Mike Potke at the 15. Potke finally taken down. It was Gessner. After a few of the Chargers missed Potke.
Potke, the ball carrier, she's hit by number 10, Mark Gessner. First and 10, Derby at their 21-yard line.
Coach DeCenzo has got to go in at halftime, and he's got to convince his young men that they can win this game. And that's going to be tough to do. And in this second half, the Red Raiders have got to come out and convince the Chargers that they've got an opportunity, because right now I don't think the Chargers think they can lose.
There's the pitch. Dave and Roman is knifed under. First to get to him, Clark.
Roman, the ball carrier, tripped up by number 27, Clark. Second down, Derby.
The clock is running down here. 20 seconds and counting in the first half.
Okay, John. John, run the clock the second half.
Second and 11. Football at the 20. Let's see if the Raiders can get this play off. They run the fullback, Potke. Potke squirms out to the 25-yard line. That's going to do it. We played one half. They're at Jarvis Field in Ansonia. It is Ansonia 26 and Derby nothing. We'll be back with our halftime activities right after these messages. Right now in the center of the field, the Ansonia Pom-Pom Girls.
please welcome the combination Ansonia High School and Derby High School pom-pom squad.
There's a perfect example, Derby and Ansonia, of what you can do if you combine the efforts of both towns. The Ansonia and Derby Pom-Pom girls. We're at halftime. Ansonia 26, Derby nothing. We'll be back with the second half kickoff right after these messages. We're back, everyone. Our halftime score 26-0. Buddy, with a quick recap of the first half. Buddy?
Eddie, it was all Ansonia, obviously, in the first half. Robbie Clark scored on a 48 touchdown pass from Leicester to put the Chargers on the board with 3:43 left to go in the first at 6-0. Clark came back to score the second touchdown on a 40-yard touchdown pass. Rich Lester ran it 22 yards in to make it 20-0. And then Dennis Tinney, after a pass from Clark to Tinney, Tinney down on the one, took it in on the next play into the end zone, 26-0. Again, the only thing the Chargers have not done is score the extra point. They controlled the first half both offensively and defensively and enjoy a 26-0 lead. It may be insurmountable, as the Derby Red Raiders have really shown nothing on offense in the first half. They have been unable to string more than one first down at a time. Their offense has been extremely limited, have not been able to throw the football. Potke has been stopped along with Ian Roman as they took in Roman out of the quarterback spot early in that first quarter, tried to get him the ball along with Potke, but have not been able to do anything really, as the Derby Red Raiders have to kick the ball to the Chargers in the second half to open it up. The Chargers right now certainly have to feel very good at 26-0 and feel that one more touchdown certainly would put this game out of reach.
Brito
by the
kicks
Raiders.
it off. Tinney at the 40 and goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Jason Tinney. Buddy, in the halftime, you were telling me about the speed of Jason Tinney. Well, we get him on replay right now.
Eddie, you've got to watch this guy as he scampers. He just has breakaway speed. Look at him go down the sideline. Looks like he's in overdrive when everybody else is just in normal speed. He is able to accelerate and really to almost stop and start on a dime, something that very few athletes have. He's got instinct also and the ability to run away from tackles, and he just gives this Ansonia football team a second dimension.
Scissors play. Tinney does not get outside. A fine play by the Raiders. Jimmy Gregorio, the defensive end, got a piece of Tinney's shirt and dragged him down.
Tinney tried to get to the outside again. Gregorio just held his ground. He's a senior, 5'11", 180-pounder, and prevented Tinney from getting the corner. Actually came up a yard short on that, so it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Chargers here in this second half of football.
Clark to the bottom of your screen. They give to the up back, and that is Kelly. And Ferrigno from his backer spot on the tackle. So it's going to be a 3rd and 10 for Ansonia, as the Raiders more than meet the challenge on the first plays from scrimmage for Ansonia.
Ferrigno steps up as a linebacker, 62. Fry tries to pull and free the fullback Kelly 4 yardage, but Ferrigno stepped up into it, brings up a big 3rd and 10 for the Chargers here as you look at the Ansonia side of this field, and they have had nothing but celebration for the first half of football.
3rd and 10, trips to the right side. Clark is the slot back, actually. Gets it out to Benjamin, and Benjamin is taken down by Shepard. Shepard held his ground and brought Benjamin down to pick up a 4. It'll be a kicking situation for Ansonia.
They try to come with the turnout route to Benjamin. Benjamin does a good job catching it, but the Derby defense comes right up on him, preventing the first down carry. Benjamin never really able to turn up the field for the tackle is May. He's going to come up well short of that first down, about 6 yards short as Lester is back to punt. They will give Derby the ball back right around the 20-yard line with 10 minutes to go in this third quarter.
So Ansonia is stopped on their first possession of the second half, and Lester sails it in the direction of Shepard. Now it's rolling deep into Derby territory inside the 15 all the way to the 13. It rolls dead.
Derby has not enjoyed very good field position at any point in this game, and that certainly has limited their offense. They have not wanted to put themselves into trouble by turning the ball over. The fact that they've been backed up has not allowed them to really throw the football. As you look at the large crowd in the new facilities, the new bleachers with the Ansonia field, and it is a beautiful situation for these Ansonia people.
Let's see what the Raiders do as they get their first crack with the football in the second half of play here at Jarvis Field. That's enrollment, trying to find some room. and unable to as he maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Derby, again, the absence of the threat of a pass, and Ansonia is ganging up for the run.
You watch Ian Roman come a long way. He waits to get the football, and by the time he gets there, the blockers are unable to really hold the blocks. Chargers just ganging up on the outside. They take that away, and there are some young people that didn't have to pay to get in. High vantage point. I'm surprised that top or that roof is still there. There's an awful lot of weight up on top of that roof on the far side of the field.
We might want to put a camera up there in future games.
Like Wrigley Field, get up on top of the roof.
That's Potgate being tripped up. Soldra first to get to him. The big defensive tackle, 6'4", 210-pound junior, Greg Soldra.
They've tried all day behind George Hay, the guard, to get Potgate into the middle. They've been successful twice. The rest of the time, the Ansonia Charger front, Powers, Berlinger, Soldra, along with the two linebackers, Clark and Press, really have taken that play away. It's a big 3rd and 11 right at about the 11-yard line. Derby, again, just backed up, unable to generate any offense.
3rd and 10 from the 13. Potgate is hammered as he gets it to the 15-yard line. Powers and Press on the stop for Ansonia.
Number 62, Fry. Number 50, Soldier. We have a 4th down.
A little bit of a belly. Potgate just tries to pick a spot. You see Press right on his legs. Again, the linebacker's in on the tackle, getting help from that secondary and also from that interior line as it's 4th down again. Red Raiders forced the punt, and the Chargers are going to have excellent field position. They will be inside the 50 here on this second possession of the second half of football.
The snap, and the sophomore gets it off. There's a penalty flag on the play. Clark on a loose ball, and it might have been the Raiders football at midfield. A loose ball, Clark bobbled it. And hold the phone, though, a flag is dropped back at the 15-yard line.
Robbie Clark should not have fielded that football. If he did, he should have fair caught it. As he got it, he was drilled. Never really had possession of it, and it's going to be brought back, though, because the Derby Red Raiders, guilty of motion. The Ansonia Chargers dodge a bullet as the Derby Red Raiders would have enjoyed the best field position of the game. That turnover, very costly. It could have ignited some momentum swing for the Derby Red Raiders. It's going to just be brought back, and Derby is going to have to move back 5 yards. Their kicker is going to punt out of the end zone.
So the ball on the penalty is brought back to the 10-yard line on the costly infraction for the Raiders. And instead of Derby having the football at midfield, they have a 4th down and 12 back at their 10. And Potgate, Mike Potgate, standing in his end zone.
How'd you like to kick to Tinney or Clark? Which one would you choose?
And kick it out of bounds. Well, there's a mix-up. And Tinney ends up with the football. And Tinney, near sidelines, gets out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Derby.
The Derby young men have to understand that Dennis Tinney can fly, and you've got to take an angle. He was caught, and Tinney just outran the Derby pursuit coming out the sidelines. You've got to turn and just get an angle on this young man and give up some yards in order to tackle him. Watch him go back. He will pick the ball up across midfield, and then he just outruns people down the sidelines before he gets back to the 42-yard line where the Chargers will start their second possession of this second half.
Ball at the 42 of Derby. Ansonia leads at 26-0. Tinney wants to bounce it outside, and he does. Oh, what a runner. And Tinney motors across the 30 down to the 27 before he's taken down by Potgate, Mike Potgate, in the secondary.
Tinney did a good job of setting up his blockers as he comes outside on the blast. Watch him come outside. He comes like almost full speed, and then he finds an area and just breaks it to the outside, throws it into overdrive, and around the corner he goes. Tries to cut back here. Good job by that defensive back. Potgate just holding him from cutting back up inside and going the distance. But anytime this guy touches the football, he is a threat to go all the way.
Pacheco out to the right side. A scissors coming up. That's Robbie Clark with the football. And Clark is taken down. Kenny Lyman at the 27-yard line. It'll be a 2nd and long for Ansonia.
Clark comes from the slot. You see him at the top of your picture. Just come back on the scissors play. He will try and just nudge back up inside here. Cannot do it. Number 60 does a good job. That's Lyman, the senior, getting the feet of Robbie Clark, dragging him to the ground for about a yard gain.
Pickup of 1 on the play, 2nd and 9 for Ansonia in the third quarter. Scissors coming up, fake scissors to Clark. Lester had a lot of time to throw. Dropped by Pettit in the end zone. And Fred just looks at himself, had the football for a score.
Freddie Pettit had an opportunity to get in the end zone here. He just does not look the football in. They come off the scissors fake. You see the same play. This time they fake to Clark. Lester has a lot of time. He puts the ball right into Pettit's hands. There was no reason to miss it except that Freddie just took his eyes off the football. Cost the Chargers a touchdown right here, and they'll come up 3rd and 10 in this football game. Nice throw by Rich Lester right into the hands of Freddie Pettit.
Football at the 27, 3rd and 9 for Ansonia. Third quarter action, single back offense with Jamar Kelly. Fred Pettit, the tight end, gets the pass from Lester, well short of the first down, and Roman on the tackle for the Raiders.
Pettit will come off the tight end position, just slide into the flat. Lester gets him the football as Pettit tries to turn up, and Roman's got his number. Just drops him right about where he caught the football, brings up about a 4th and 6 for the Charger offense as they will go forward there inside the 25 at about the 24-yard line as Lester brings them up on a 4th and about 6.
Football at the 24. 2 wide receivers either side of the field. Lester backside pressure and incomplete over the middle. Credit the Derby defense. The pass was intended for Robbie Clark. The incompleted pass, and the Raiders will take over on downs at the 24-yard line. Let's take this timeout. Well, the Ansonia threat dies at the 24 on the incompleted 4th down pass. The Raiders take over, and Buono wants to put it up on 1st down. Almost picked off. It was intended for enrollment out of the backfield, and almost picking it off was George Baez.
Baez did a good job sitting on the corner. The ball came right at him. They tried to get the ball to Roman. Stepped right in front of it, almost had the interception. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for Derby. That's the first time they really tried to go down the field with any type of throw. Unsuccessful and almost was picked off by the Ansonia defense.
2nd down at the 24 of Derby. Jason Tinney checks into the secondary. LeSue comes out. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. Definitely they've got to put the football up in the air. Senior quarterback Buono throws it out. It's complete to Shepard at the 30-yard line. And is he bopped there by Press first to get to him for Ansonia?
Great hit at the end of that by, I think, Dennis Tinney, number 24. Tinney came in as the 2nd player on that if we get a replay. He just went right at the ball carrier and was an arrow as he went through on the tackle. Watch number 24 come out as the ball is caught. It's going to be wrapped up right here by Press, but watch number 24 come in here with a great hit right there. Ba-boom. Hello. Boom. Nice pop. Dennis Tinney coming from his safety position.
3rd and 4 at the 30-yard line. Buono wants to throw out to the near sidelines, and he's got a receiver out there. It is caught. That is Lord. And Rich Lord from the spot has picked up the Raider 1st down. Baez on the tackle for Ansonia.
Little turnout route. Good throw from the quarterback as he just hits Lord on the turnout route. Sits back in there. Lord catches it and will able to pick up about a yard. Picks up that 1st down, but again, they are threatening the corner a little bit as Baez comes up for the tackle. 1st down, and they're just stretching that perimeter enough so that they may be able to open up a seam or two along the offensive line.
1st down for the Raiders at the 41. That's Enrollment going in motion. Enrollment getting the handoff and getting hemmed in at the line of scrimmage. And Cavanola, let's give him credit, the initial player to get to Enrollment.
Just try and come straight out with Potke kicking the end out. That's their power. And Roman really no place to go. Ducks it up back inside for about a yard. And that's been the story really of the game for the Derby Red Raider offense. They just cannot break through that very strong defensive front of Pettit, Powers, Brillinger, Solinger, and Fry, along with Clark and Press as the linebackers.
Second down, Buono wants to throw, throws it out to his right side, has a receiver out there. It is caught, that is Lord, going out of bounds on the far sidelines up to midfield. It's another Derby first down. So the Raiders now looking good on offense.
Good turnout route again, just to the sidelines. Lord picks it up. Kelly will be in on the tackle as he's driven out of bounds, but not before, as Eddie just mentioned, a first down. You see Charlie DeCenzo there trying to get this offense some type of positive yardage and to get these young men thinking a little bit about being able to block that Ansonia front.
Football at the 49-yard line, and Fry first to get to John Potke. Cavanola cleaning up for Ansonia on the play. Late in the third quarter, Ansonia leads at 26-0. The Raiders, though, picked up a couple of successive first downs, and they're showing more success with the pass.
Still have not been able to run the football. That Derby running game has certainly not surfaced in this game, and that's what really the difference of this game is.
And Roman in motion there. There is a blitz by Ansonia, and they get to either Buono or Potgate in a hurry back at the 46-yard line. Ansonia coming with a blitz, gambling on defense.
Buono never had an opportunity to get back. Look at as he goes back. I think that's Robbie Clark who just drilled him. Brings up a big third and about 13, but an excellent call by the Ansonia defense as they come right up inside between the center and guard, and Buono unable to get back off the snap, knocked down for about a 1.5 yard loss. 3rd and 13, definite pass situation here.
Shepard out to the left side, Derby in their basic offensive set, and that's going to go against Derby. Gaetano moved out early, and that'll go 5 yards, and we'll get the indication right now. Illegal procedure.
Make it 3rd and 18 now, and the Red Raiders have had trouble getting a first down in their base offense. 3rd and 18. Not a lot of plays in your offense that you can go to for an 18-yard gain. It's either got to be a basic pass draw or some type of trick play for that type of yardage on a 3rd and long.
3rd and 18 are the figures. Buono throws it out. It is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Don Shepard. Double coverage. It was Kelly along with Baez on the coverage for Ansonia. It goes as an incompleted pass and a kicking situation for the Raiders. We're under 2 minutes in the third.
Even if Shepard catches this one, he's still 10 yards short as he was double covered. Baez in back of him just knocked the football down. It's a 4th down situation for the Derby Red Raiders. They did put a couple first downs together here, but the best they can do is the Derby 41-yard line, and I'd be willing to bet that the Derby Red Raiders have not been across midfield yet in this game with the football.
Potke sails it, and both Tinney and Clark do the smart thing under the situation. It's going to create some poor field position for Ansonia. They get away from the football.
One of those young men should have caught the football. Somebody should have made the catch. Fair catch it or something, but you give up about 25 yards extra. If you're in a close football game, that can come back to haunt you.
Let's go to the third quarter feature right now with John Buddy Chernovitz and our rotator cuff exercise with John Buddy Chernovitz, our coach's tips.
Today we'd like to talk a little bit about a very important part of throwing, and that is the rotator cuff on a player. Very little is done to exercise that muscle, and we've got a very good exercise for everyone to use in strengthening that area. You do it with very little weight. We use a football, you can use a baseball, but something around 1 pound to 2 pounds is all you want to use in this. You'll go at 45 with your thumbs down 3 times for this exercise, up and down 3 times. The second position is to bring it at 45 from your shoulder in this direction 3 times, all the way up to the top of your shoulder 3 different times. The third position is to get on your back and bring your elbow in tight to your body and 3 times the same manner. And then to bring your elbow out at a 45 and down, and again 3 times. The third or last position on this is to get on your side and then to put the elbow right at your hip, and again 3 times with this exercise, extending it. This is a very important muscle for a football player, especially quarterbacks. You'll note that in the big leagues, this is the type of injury that pitchers have more than any other. You need to strengthen that muscle, and here are 5 exercises to work at it. Practice it, and we'll see you next week.
Welcome back, everyone. First down for Ansonia as Tinney spins his way out to the 15-yard line. Potke and Massey on the tackle for Derby.
Second down.
That might be Tinney right down. And there's a collective sigh on the Ansonia coaching staff.
Going to be a leg cramp the way they're working on those calf muscles. Again, very warm. You need to take a lot of fluids, not only during the game, but the night before, in order to ensure that you don't get those types of leg cramps. The loss of salt, as you see the staff, the Ansonia staff just trying to relax the muscle and the leg cramps. Again, the large throng of people, that's over on the Derby sideline, and they have not had an awful lot, or no, some Derby person just snuck in there on the Ansonia side, but the Derby people have not had an awful lot to talk about in this football game. The Chargers, they came ready to win, and they certainly have enjoyed what their football team has been able to accomplish here in this game. We're close to the end of the third quarter, and realistically, the Derby Red Raiders have not been in this game from the opening kickoff.
When we resume play here, there'll be 1 minute and 5 seconds left to go in the third quarter of play. Tinney has to come out for that one play. When we resume play here, it'll be 2nd and 6. The football at the Ansonia 15. By far the worst field position for the Chargers. And, buddy, upon further reflection, you are right. When the Clark and Tinney went back, it should have been fielded, and you're right. They lost the field position.
They did lose field position on that one.
I hate to admit you're right, too.
It's tough when I'm right, because I'm not right very much. But it puts the Chargers now back inside their 15, although that has not been a problem for them at all today. They've been able to move the ball, as we see here.
Clark, he gives the football up, though. He is hit hard, and the Raiders have recovered the football. Mike Potke fell on the football.
Recovered by number 41, Mike.
So Robbie Clark running out of the tailback spot. He got a pop.
Clark coughed it up for the second time today. We saw him in this first half turn the ball over. Ansonia was able to recover. This time he just rolls it out. Lord on the coverage. They're at the 25. The Derby Red Raiders have to get in here, even if for nothing else but pride. They've got to score a touchdown here, as the Chargers have given them a very excellent opportunity to get on the board. We are very close to the end of this third quarter, and Ansonia now, with their defense, wants to try and prevent that score and hold on to the shutout that they've had for almost 3 quarters.
First down, Buono. Play action, under a rush, gets it off, a screen, and Roman, 15, cuts it back into the 10, and slides inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. David and Roman taken down by Bill Lassou in the secondary.
Buono sold this screen pass beautifully. Watch him wait until the last minute, as it looks as if he is going to get drilled here. He just releases the football as Powers hits him. Then Roman does the rest as he follows his blockers down inside the 10 to about the, looks like the 9-yard line, as the quarter is very close to ending here. Derby has taken a timeout to preserve the last 18 seconds of this third quarter. Excellent play call by the Derby Red Raiders, as the left side of that line just came right at Buono. He held his ground, made an excellent toss to Roman, and Roman did the rest. Chargers right there taking a timeout now to talk it over.
Might see in your picture, of course, several times the players drinking an awful lot of fluids for the end of October. It's a rather unusually warm, humid weather conditions existing for this time of the year. We've been under definite Indian summer conditions this past week.
It has been beautiful from a standpoint of being out every afternoon. It has just been wonderful weather to play football in. We may pay for it later on in the season, but so far the first 7 weeks have been ideal weather for high school football, except for Shelton. We have to, that one weekend where we did get a little bit wet, but the rest of it has been really beautiful.
First down for the Raiders. First and goal at the 9. Final stages of the third quarter here at Jarvis Field. Buono wants to put it up. Gets it out into the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown for the Raiders. Ferrigno, the tight end.
Ferrigno had a great catch, and Buono a super throw as he just put it over the hands of the corner. Looks like it might be Kelly, who just is unable to reach it. Just throws it over the outstretched hands there of Clark and Kelly. Ferrigno with a super catch in the end zone for the Derby. Touchdown there, first of the afternoon. Derby will go for the 1-point conversion. They'll still need 3 more scores after this to get back in the lead, but you've got to get one at a time, and they've got the first one at the end of this third quarter.
Marco Brito who is as accurate a kicker as there is in the state of Connecticut. And Brito tacks on the 7th point for the Raiders. 8 ticks remaining in the third quarter, and Derby has gotten onto the scoreboard. That was set up by the Clark fumble at the 25-yard line. He coughed up the football, and the senior Dom Buono, in place of the injured Ben Bartone, guided the Raiders in for the 25-yard drive. The scoring play, a 9-yard pass from Buono to his tight end Ferrigno, and Brito converted. Clark along with Tinney back deep for Ansonia. Brito to kick it off. Now, Buddy, do the Raiders attempt an onside?
I think it's a little bit early. You would like to just get them pinned back, hopefully get them to punt the football. I think it's a little bit early to onside kick right here.
Tinney handles it. And finally is hemmed in at about the 40-yard line, the junior speedster. John Potgay, co-captain for the Raiders, runs Tinney out at that point.
Tinney comes to the near sideline and then again just puts on the speed as he turns it up the sideline. Gives you a double step there and then just comes right down the sideline before he's driven out of bounds, right around the 38 or 39-yard line.
We play 3 quarters here at Jarvis Field. Our score is Ansonia 26 and the Derby Red Raiders 7. Welcome back, everyone. Set for 4th quarter action in this traditional rivalry between these two fine Valley Schools telemedia sports. They give it under draw play. That's Jason Tinney making the moves. Gregorio on the tackle for the Raiders. Tinney, a fine pickup on first down off that draw play that's worked all afternoon.
Lester just goes back and gives Tinney the ball, allows him to pick his spot. Again, he just makes people miss, picks up close to the first down, about 8 yards, as it brings up a second and very short for the Chargers, as they just pick up right where they've left off all afternoon, their ability to move the ball both on the ground and in the air against the Derby defense. Derby needs another turnover right here. It would make it interesting if they can get a turnover and get into the end zone here.
Running the football is the fullback Kelly as he barrels into Derby territory for the first down. Shepard upends him at the 47 of the Raiders.
He's hit by number 34, Shepard.
Kelly just comes from his fullback position again, follows his guard and gets to the near side, picks up excellent yardage as he steps out of the way of some tackles before he's brought down around the 47-yard line. Good job on that offensive front of finding an area and getting Kelly into the secondary for a big gain.
Clark out to the right side, Pacheco to the bottom part of your screen. First down at the 47 of Derby. Lester hands off to the fullback Kelly. Kelly is buried after a pickup of 1. Potgay first to get to him. John Potgay, defensive end and co-captain. Benjamin bringing in the play from the sidelines. Pacheco coming off to the sidelines. Clark out to the right side, the bottom part of your screen. Benjamin, 2nd and 9. Play fake. Lester gets it out. Kelly, 30-yard line, and upended, but not before. Kelly has advanced the football inside the 30. Don Shepard took him down with a fine individual tackle.
That time they came with a bootleg fake, and Kelly just slid from his fullback position into the flat. You'll see the fake to Kelly, and he'll just end up to the near side flat. Lester just finds him with a perfect pass, and then Kelly does the rest. So he's down inside the 30 at about the 29-yard line for the Derby Red, or of the Derby Red Raiders. Chargers now moving the football with that draw. Kelly again on the run, and now the little pass to him in the flat.
First down at the 28. They give to the second back. That's Tinney trying to get it outside. Oh, what a block by Clark. They're going to call a clip on Clark. And Tinney is spun out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. I thought it was a good block.
They can call him for hitting too hard, but that is not a clip. They've got to go with a below the waist on this one because he just gets drilled as he turns around, and he gets hit in the upper body. There is no way that this is a penalty. Watch this block by Robbie Clark right here. His 17 turns, bang. Oh, terrible, terrible call. Terrible call. Massey got drilled, but that was a great block. He just turned into it. And they'll move him back another 10. But boy, I tell you, you've got to see the whole thing, and somebody did not see the entire play on that one.
So the penalty brings the football back to the 47-yard line of Derby. It'll be a 1st and long while one of the Derby players is being worked on the far side of the field at the 30-yard line. Rich Lord, we believe, the Derby player down.
Looks like a cramp also as they've got that foot elevated, and they are trying to, as you see the picture shake, but watch this block now. Tinney, and here he turns. There is no way that's a clip. He's got his head in front of him. His head is on the numbers. When your head is on the numbers, you cannot be called for a clip. Not a good call here. Luckily, it's not going to make a difference in this football game. But that one, got to look at that one again on Sunday, and referees have to see the entire play, and that's what happened. He did not see the entire play.
So 1st and 29 for Ansonia. Lester wants to air it out. Gets it out to Clark, the 35. Clark putting on some moves, and Robbie gets the football inside the 35 to the 34. Dave and Roman takes him down at that point and gets back a huge chunk of yardage. And I believe Clark is cramping up.
2nd now and about 11 as you see the throw to Clark. Clark will try and dodge a tackle, steps away here, and then is brought down close to the 29-yard line, almost the initial spot of the football as you see him working again on the legs of Robbie Clark. Cramps now becoming a big factor here as we wear down and the young men are getting tired. They've lost a lot of their liquid and right now have to replenish it as the Chargers come up over the ball, 2nd and 10.
Tinney up the middle, and Tinney gets down to the 20-yard line, taken down there by Ferrigno. So it'll bring up a 4th down situation for Ansonia. Check
Watch
that. It'll
Tinney
be a
now.
3rd down.
There's no dance here. Tinney just says, I'm going right up inside. Look at that spurt. Bang, he is quick inside, and boy, I'll tell you, outside he's got that lightning speed. He's just so difficult to defense. You just have to worry about him anytime he touches the football with the ability to break one.
So it's a 3rd and 5 for Ansonia. The football at the 21. The pass is tipped, and it is picked off by the Raiders, or is it an incompleted pass? It is intercepted by the Raiders. Mike Potke on the intercept. The pass was intended for the tight end, Freddie Pettit, across the middle.
This ball is going to get volleyball up in the air. There's one tip. Potke there as it's going to come off another hand right there. And then Potke, number 41, will end up with it right at the 15-yard line. The Derby Red Raiders have dodged the bullet here. They are down 26-7. We have 9:07 left to go in this football game, and the Red Raiders need to put one on the board within the next 2 minutes.
Let's see what the Raiders do at their 15-yard line. Don Boano wants to throw. It is batted down. Soldier at the line of scrimmage.
Soldier will get his hands up, knock the football down as Buono tries to step back, look at 50, get up, time it, and just bat it back right at the quarterback, Don Buono. It brings up a 2nd and 10 from the 15. The Red Raiders now are throwing that football. They know that they have to get a score here very quickly to have an opportunity to win this game.
Shepard out to the right side. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. The line of scrimmage, the 15-yard line. Raiders need 3 scores in this football game. They give it to Potke. Potke over the middle, but John is hammered as he crosses the 20-yard line. Jim Fry on the tackle for Ansonia.
Fry comes from his defensive end position as they try to get into the middle with Potke. Potke will come on the trap. You see the guards pulling. There's a good trap on Soldier, and then Fry comes from his defensive end position and makes the tackle, preventing a big gain. It brings up a 3rd and makeable, about 3 for the Derby Red Raiders, but I don't think they're going to risk going for it on 4th unless they can get very, very close. Quarterback sneak type, so they've got to make it right here.
3rd down at the 21, 3rd and 3 for the Raiders. Buono wants to put it up. Again, it is batted down by Soldra, and Buono might have ended up with the catch himself. Greg Soldra using the height advantage, 6'4", to good advantage.
Buono would have been better off letting the ball or knocking it to the ground, as he's going to lose about 4 yards on the ball as it is batted back into his hands. Watch Soldier again time the leap, then Buono will dive for it. He will lose yardage, but he will get the reception on that, bring up a big 4th and about 7. Derby is going to be forced to punt. Ansonia is going to have excellent field position here at the end of this one.
Football at the 18-yard line. Potke will punt it away, and he does. He sails it, fielded by Tinney at the 46, and Tinney unable to get on track. Stopped by Gary Lucarelli on the play for the Raiders.
Tinney will dance a little bit too much right here, and he just is drilled. 25 just comes in and wraps him right up. Gary Lucarelli put him to the ground. Again, the cramps, problem for both teams.
Buddy, with the break in the action, let's go to our 4th quarter feature. Referee Larry Griffin and referee quiz.
The referee gives the following signal. Is it unsportsmanlike conduct, illegal shift, or illegal motion? We'll be back after these messages with the answer. What call did you make? If you said illegal motion, you made the right call.
We're back, everyone. Well, how many of you viewers knew that Mr. Griffin was giving the indication for illegal motion? We get a look at Jason Tinney coming off the field, one of the young men who has suffered from leg cramps here on this hot, humid, late October day in Ansonia. Ansonia has the football at the Raider 47-yard line. 6 minutes left to go in this football game. The 74th meeting between Ansonia and Derby. See if the Chargers elect to go on the ground. They give it to Jamar Kelly. A great block. 30, 20, 10, near sideline, and Jamar Kelly is knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And I was looking at the block by Benjamin. Benjamin sprung Jamar Kelly, a fine block, and Ansonia has a goal, 1st and goal at the 9.
Kelly will come back on that little trap that they have run all day. You watch the guards pull. Kelly comes back, makes a great cut right here, outruns the tackle. Benjamin with a good block, and then Kelly just on a race through the sidelines, down the field before number 17, Massey, will drive him out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. About the 9-yard line where he went out.
1st and goal, they give it to Clark. And the senior running back, holding on to the football for dear life, gets it down to the 7-yard line. Stopped there by John Potke.
Clark has rolled it out twice. He's not going to turn it over again as he put both hands on the football, coming off into the off-tackle hole. Look at him wrap up the football inside there and still driving those legs, trying to get additional yardage as he's close to the 5-yard line, about the 6.5, with a 2nd and goal for the Chargers.
Lester has his instructions from the Ansonia bench. 2nd and goal, the football at the 7. A little bit over 5 minutes remaining in this football game. Wide receivers either side of the field. Benjamin out to the left. They send Clark in motion. They give to the up back, that is Jamar Kelly, and Kelly down to the 3-yard line.
Ansonia gets Tinney out of there to bring Clark in. He's a little bit stronger. They run Clark in motion and then just give to the fullback right over the guard. He picks up about 4. He's inside the 5-yard line, down and around the 4 with a big 3rd and goal for the Chargers. 4:36 left to go. The Derby Red Raiders will take a timeout right here.
Buddy, let's remind our viewers that we will be covering the Derby Red Raiders in our next telemedia Sports Valley High School football game of the week, and the Raiders will travel up to Woodbridge to face the Amity Spartans of Coach Butch Marazzi.
They certainly will, and it's a game that I think both teams will look forward to next Friday night at Sim Field. As you look at this large crowd, the Derby Red Raiders after this game will go up and play the Spartans, and I know Amity will be looking forward to seeing them next Friday.
And Ansonia, they will return to Naugatuck Valley League play. They will be traveling to Watertown. Want to thank, while we have an opportunity, the Director of Athletics here at Ansonia, Sean Hunt, for Sean Hunt. Now, there's a combination. His name is Sean Supp. The coach is Jack Hunt. Sean Supp, the Director of Athletics, for the fine accommodations here in the new, sparkling new press box at Jarvis Field. And while we're thanking people, let's thank our spotter, injured player, and a sophomore from the Raiders, Derby Red Raiders, Tom Thompson. And Tommy hopes to be in uniform next weekend up at Woodbridge's Sim Field. Meanwhile, back at the game, 3rd and goal. Ansonia spreads it out, I formation. Kelly is the up back. Play action. They throw it into the end zone and it's dropped. Oh my goodness. That was Kelly out of the backfield who dropped the pass. He was all alone. That's the 2nd drop pass by Ansonia in the 2nd half.
You'll see that Kelly just does not really concentrate on the ball. He's about 2 yards deep in the end zone. No question it was a touchdown. Rich Lester has had 2 of those dropped on him this afternoon. And the Chargers now on a 4th and goal will go for it here as Lester is over the football.
And they go wishbone. Lester wants to throw out a wishbone, gets it into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Freddie Pettit. This time Pettit holds on to it. The senior captain.
Lester will come up with a great throw here as Freddie Pettit beats the corner in the back of the end zone and then just holds on, makes a great reception here. Chargers now 32-7. They will go for the extra point, and they really have dominated this football game.
And Karlak converts, and Ansonia takes a 33-7 lead, 4:26 remaining in this football game. And Buddy and I have been doing a little bit of jotting down. We have a decision to make about our Thomas Dodge Player of the Game. It's about a time that we would like to have, maybe if we were live, a phone in from our viewers for some help. We're going to get a consensus up here in the press box.
There are some young men that have played an outstanding football game down on that field today, and it'll be a very tough decision to make on the player of the game. The Chargers certainly have dominated the entire football game, as you see one of the Derby Red Raiders again with the leg cramp problem. But the Chargers, offensively and defensively, have just come out with an excellent game plan. They have taken it to the Red Raiders and enjoy this 34-7 lead with about 4:26 or 33-7 lead with about 4:36 left to go in this game. And you see some of the fans leaving on the way home, enjoying a beautiful afternoon. But if you're a Derby fan, it is not a very happy afternoon. For the Chargers, though, they have done everything that they wanted to do. They have run and thrown, played excellent special teams, super defense against the Derby Red Raiders, and they are going to take a well-deserved victory into their field house in a few minutes. And they have certainly made their fans, as you can see, extremely happy on this Saturday afternoon at what they call around here the game.
the 74th version of the game, and a series, as we mentioned before, dating back to the early 1900s. Today's coverage of the high school football game of the week is a presentation of Cable 10 Sports Telemedia of Western Connecticut. It is intended solely for the viewing enjoyment of telemedia subscribers. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of Telemedia of Western Connecticut is prohibited. Carmen DeCenzo, Charlie DeCenzo's brother, working on the cramp, what we believe is a cramp. This hot, muggy, late October Saturday afternoon. Ansonia will go, there's Jack Hunt. Ansonia will go 7-0 on the season. The Raiders will slip to 4-3. Raiders, though, still in the thick of things in that Housatonic League scramble. Shelton now, buddy, with the action of this weekend, the only team in the Housatonic League undefeated.
Somebody's got to go get Shelton because they're riding very high and they've been playing excellent football. And they feel that they're going to be able to continue right up through the rest of the season. They'll face the Derby Red Raiders, but the Shelton Gales are through a big part of that schedule. And right now, their young men believe that they can win the Housatonic League title and hopefully a step beyond that into the state playoffs. So those young men have played excellent football all year. We saw them here against Ansonia, and since then, they have just gone out and beaten everybody that they've played. Their football team is coming along. Coach Branca has to be very happy with the way they've performed. As you still see, they're still working on those leg cramps down on the field. At this point in the season, the Shelton Gales have to be the odds-on favorite to take that Housatonic League crown, unless somebody goes out and beats them twice.
And speaking about Shelton, we want to tell our viewers down the road, you want to make your plans for Thanksgiving, that we're going to be doing that traditional game. You get a look there in your picture of Jason Tinney, and he can put him down and take off. What a running effort by Tinney here this afternoon. But we'll be covering Shelton Derby on Thanksgiving. We'll have highlights from up in Veterans Field in Naugatuck, Ansonia, Naugatuck, in their traditional Thanksgiving Day meeting.
That's Ferrigno, Joe Ferrigno, the senior, that is getting up from those leg cramps. In Thanksgiving, you promised to buy coffee for everybody who's there early, so Clemens will have coffee and donuts if you want to come down early to that festive Thanksgiving Day event. And that's the way it's been on the Derby sideline. There's not a lot to cheer about over there in red, and I think they're just happy to get out of here right now with 4:26 left to go, and they would be the first to like to see this clock run out as quick as possible.
Keith Karlak will be kicking off for Ansonia. Shepard, Lord, and Mike Potke back deep for the Raiders. 4 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in this traditional battle. Ansonia leads it 33-7. Karlak, the sophomore, end over end, fine kick inside the 10. That is Potke. And a fine tackle on the other end. Gessner, Mark Gessner on the fine tackle. A flag dropped on the kickoff at the Derby 33-yard line.
It's going to go against Derby, and it's going to back them up again. Back inside their 20 somewhere before they snap the football. It'll be either a hold or some type of a clipping penalty. You see Coach Sullivan explaining it to the Ansonia people. Kelly accepts it. It's blocking below the waist, and they'll be backed up around the 15-yard line, even back further around the 11. Again, field position has not been favorable to the Derby Red Raiders all afternoon.
Football will be spotted at the 12-yard line. 4 minutes, 16 seconds remaining, and the clock is running down here at Jarvis Field. You're going to see both coaches momentarily empty their benches in this game. They're both very good friends off the field. It's only for about 2 hours each October that they do battle against one another. After the game, all is pretty much forgotten. That's enrollment. On the reception, Bill LeSue on the coverage for Ansonia. And the football is brought out to the 29-yard line of Derby.
This is a jump ball, and then Roman goes up high enough to make the reception. Thrown really into coverage before LeSue gets on him, and Roman with the catch, but a big first down for the Red Raiders.
Shepard checks in with the play from the Derby sidelines. Under 4 minutes to go. Lucarelli out wide to the right side, and first down for the Raiders at the 29 with time winding down here in the fourth quarter. That was Clark that was anticipating the count. Let's see if he's called for encroachment as he blitzed across the line of scrimmage. And that's what it's going to be.
We'll see if 47 gets across the ball before it was snapped. It didn't look like he got there very close, but you see Robbie Clark right in the backfield. He had a piece of the quarterback as he tried to pull away from the center. And poor Buono, Don Buono, has had to face that blitz all day today. Ansonia coming hard with the linebackers and really being able to get up inside and disrupting the center quarterback exchange all afternoon.
1st and 5 for Derby. Handoff, that's to Potke, and Potke for a pair. Clark on the tackle from his middle linebacker spot.
That time press came on the blitz. Watch press number 47 come right up into it. He'll get knocked down, but he takes a lot of people with him as he goes down. Before Potke tries to come through, Clark had him, but the linebackers on a stunt inside and creating havoc for the blocking patterns of that Derby front.
Let me give credit to Bob Powers actually making the hit of Potke. 2nd and short for the Raiders. They're just running the football. That is Potke. And John takes it out to the 36-yard line.
3rd down, 3 yards to go.
Derby is grinding it out on the ground. They are not going to turn the ball over. They're not going to throw it, risking either the interception or the incompletion to stop the clock, and they are just going to put this game away.
A little bit over 2 minutes to go. It's a 3rd and short for Derby, and the football at the 37-yard line of the Raiders. 3rd and about 2. Buono on a little bit of play fake, throws it out to the near sidelines. It is almost picked off by Benjamin. Shepard was the intended receiver down at the Ansonia 40.
Pass is incomplete to number 34, Shepard.
Come on the bootleg pattern. Buono comes to the outside, tries to hit the corner route. Again, Benjamin almost with the interception there as he had excellent coverage on the intended receiver for the Derby Red Raiders, and that was number 34 for the Red Raiders.
Shepard.
Donnie Shepard. Another punting situation, and Derby has punted an awful lot this afternoon.
Ansonia sends one man back.
Hello.
The snap gets by Potke, but he gets the punt off. And Lucarelli catches the football. But was that Lucarelli or was that Winter? Leo Winter, who caught the football for the Raiders and drops to his knees, and Ansonia has the football as we're just winding down things here at Jarvis Field in Ansonia. And some new players into that Ansonia offense as Coach Hunt is emptying out his bench. One by one, the starters come to the near sidelines as you caught a glimpse of some of the starters celebrating. First down for Ansonia, new quarterback. Timmy Phipps is the quarterback, and he hands off to Keith Karlak. Mike Massey, the Raider, on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down for Ansonia. Check that. That is Keith Johnson, senior, the ball carrier for Ansonia. Keith Johnson, a 5'9", 170-pound running back. 2nd and 10. Under a minute. Timmy Phipps gives to Karlak. Karlak, the tailback, on the left side. A flag is dropped on the play. Jim Gregorio, the defensive end, the tackle on the near sidelines.
Tries to get to the outside. There's going to be a holding penalty that will bring this back. Chargers right now just trying to get their young people some experience. This one will come back and it will move the ball back around the 44-yard line of the Chargers. 40 seconds left to go, probably one or two more plays in this one, and it has been a Charger victory.
Penalties against the Chargers, second down.
Well, the Derby Red Raiders are going to have to obviously regroup, and we mentioned before, it's going to be our telemedia high school football game of the week next weekend up at Woodbridge against Amity. Amity coming off a big win, their lone Housatonic League win against the Easties of East Haven. And Amity also has 2 non-league wins, so Amity Spartans are going to prove to be a big test for the Raiders. We count things down here at Jarvis Field in Ansonia, and that will do it. That'll put the wraps on the 74th meeting between Derby and Ansonia. Once again, our final score, Ansonia 33 and Derby 7. We will be back after these messages. Ansonia 33, Derby 7. On behalf of Buddy Chernovitz, Ed Clements, goodbye, everyone.